Michigan's Attorney General says that she plans to issue a formal legal opinion tomorrow, saying the State Capitol Commission can legally ban firearms there if it decides to do so.
This all coming after armed protesters went into the Capitol building during a rally at the end of April. And Fox 17's Marisa Oberle joining us now after speaking with the AG to explain exactly what this all means. Marisa?
Yeah, Derek, Janice, this is just the third opinion of the Attorney General issued by Nessel since she took office back in 2019. It is considered a valid and binding legal opinion. That is, of course, unless it is challenged and overturned by a court. However, Nessel says that she hopes the commission sees this as a step that they can prohibit guns at the Capitol without violating a person's Second Amendment rights.
You know, they've had to make decisions in the past involve what people can and can't do.
And on Monday, another decision will be made by the Michigan State Capitol Commission as they discuss whether they can legally ban Michiganders from carrying firearms in and around the Capitol. This meeting comes after the commission received questions on the issue following a recent rally where some protesters went into the building with various types of firearms and shouted at lawmakers.
This is not how democracy ought to operate.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel believes the commission would be within their rights to issue a ban. In a letter sent Friday, she explains because it's not a local unit of government, they can prohibit guns, citing a pair of state Supreme Court rulings and an administrative order. She adds her predecessor, Bill Schuette, issued a similar guidance in 2018.
Firearms can be restricted in public spaces if there is a legitimate safety or security concern.
Nessel tells Fox 17, though, after she released Friday's letter, the commission said it could not rely specifically on that when making a decision because it's not a formal opinion. That's why Nessel plans to issue one before Monday's meeting, explaining that if the commission votes yes, that opinion is seen as a valid and binding interpretation of the law, unless a court decides otherwise.
If you were a librarian and you worked at a public library, could you imagine if you had an armed gunman standing there screaming and yelling at you while you did your job? Why do we have any different expectations in terms of what we expect from our legislators and the conditions under which they ought to be able to work?
Nessel says if the commission votes no on the issue because they think it's a decision for the legislature, she fears for the safety of those who work and visit the Capitol.
And I want to respect each and every person's constitutional rights, but everybody also has a right not to be killed. And if they're allowed to bring weapons and they do carry that kind of criminal intent, there is literally nothing to stop a mass shooting. All we're asking the commission to do is to utilize their authority.
Now, we did reach out to the commission, but have not heard back from them at this hour. However, John Truscott, who is the vice chair of the commission, did tell the Associated Press this past Friday that the panel, or he believes the panel, does not have jurisdiction to prohibit weapons at the state capitol. That meeting is taking place tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Of course, Fox 17 News will keep you updated both on air and online. So make sure to stick with us for that continuing coverage. I'm reporting live in Grand Rapids. Marisa Oberle, Fox 17.